a lot of people started reaching out, like dozens, I want to say. It was impossible to keep up. I started scheduling calls like crazy. Hello everyone, hope you're doing great today. In this video, I will be telling you the story of how I got 5 clients in 1 week through Instagram. I will be honest, there is a lot of luck involved in this, but the lessons that I have learned before and through this experience will also apply to you. So, how this whole thing started, at the beginning of this year, I was wanting to start posting content more regularly, but that's because I just kind of knew that that was something to do, but I didn't fully grasp the importance of posting content online. So, how this whole thing happened was last year I saw this really cool designer on TikTok. He was called Marcelo Design X, and his designs were very cool and different. So I started following him. And this year, yes, in February 12th, I want to say, he posted a story on Instagram saying, would anybody like to develop this design? Because he only does design, but he doesn't develop the websites. So he posted this like really cool design that looked quote unquote hard to code. They look very like different and like extravagant, so he gets a lot of hate for that actually. So he basically wanted to prove that they were not hard to develop, so he posted on his story, hey, who would like to develop this design? And I saw the story and immediately I was like, where do I sign up? And he was like, text me on Instagram, I mean on WhatsApp. So he gave me his number. I texted him on WhatsApp and I told him that I could do it. I don't remember if I sent him some of my work or not, but he just trusted me with doing it. He said that it was not a paid gig, that it was just like an exposure kind of thing. And I was of course fully sold. The guy has 300,000 followers, so I didn't have to think it for a second. And spoiler alert, I actually ended up paying like $80 to make this happen. So he sent over the Figma file as we were talking, and I this was at night actually. I was out having dinner with my fiance, and then the next morning I woke up and the first thing I did was get to work. It took me 3 hours, I remember exactly, because I was timing the whole thing. And I wanted to do it very quickly so that he would be happy, but also I wanted it to be short so that I could give him a good hook to use for his video. That was just one little thing that I thought of that I could do in order to serve him better and be more helpful. So, because of the time difference, I was in the Netherlands and he was over in the Americas. By the time he woke up, the thing was ready. So that felt pretty good. He liked it. I think he had like 1 or 2 comments as far as revisions go. And we kind of just left it there. I didn't know where he wanted to post it. And the only little detail that needed solving was there was a button in the corner that said made in Framer, because that's what I built it on. And it didn't have hosting connected to it. And so you couldn't get rid of that. But then he asked me if I could get rid of it. And the only way to do it was by paying for hosting for that website. But I was like, I don't want to let this opportunity go. So on Monday, so all of this happened on Friday. So on Monday, I told him like, okay, here it is. I got rid of the little button. I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him that I had to pay for that, because I didn't want to like, I don't know, be weird about it. I was just like, here it is, just making it easy for him. And I thought that we would post it by the end of the week or something like that. And he was like, okay, cool, I'll post it later today. And that made me freak out because my Instagram was not ready to get exposure. I had like no posts and they had like nothing to do with web design. So immediately I actually took a bunch of like websites that I had made, just like hero sections, and I recorded my screen, just short videos for each of the home pages, and I just posted them as like posts, not even reels, just posts, just to fill up my Instagram basically, so that someone could reach out. That's basically all I could aspire to, because I also didn't want to delay him posting the video. Long story short, he posted it that night, and it actually went super viral. It got, after a week, I think it got like 500,000 views or something like that. And I would say in that moment, my life changed forever, because a lot of people started reaching out, like dozens, I want to say. It was impossible to keep up. I started scheduling calls like crazy. Like my for the next week, my schedule was just calls all day, just meeting up with new people, meeting up with agencies that wanted to have multiple websites built, with potential clients, with people that knew, like famous people that I have followed for years. And it was such an exciting week. And after that, that's when I truly realized the power that social media has. I have heard of that many times before, but I really didn't know what it actually meant. If you have like a good social media presence, you don't have to be the best designer. You don't have to be the best salesman, because you just have leads coming in that you can like filter through and choose. But I don't want to make this video an hour long, because I can keep um, telling like more little stories related to that or other stuff. But that is the main takeaway. Posting on social media and building a personal brand is the biggest thing that you can do for your business. Um, and you don't need, this is something that I thought that was the case, and that was completely wrong, is you don't need thousands of subscribers at all. For example, just today I posted a video on Instagram. It has like 200 views. It's not a lot, but because of that video, an agency reached out and they're like, "Hey, we want to collab. We're looking for talent. We want to build like multiple websites, and we scheduled a call for next week." That changes the whole paradigm of doing business. Like, I'm just as good a designer as I was a month ago, but a month ago I was like scraping by, basically reaching out to strangers, trying to sell them. And now I have people reaching out to me saying that they like my work. And I don't want to make like this whole video just like what's it called, toothing my own horn or something. um but I just really want to make that point. Just building a personal brand is the biggest thing, but that is not the only thing. So like I said before, a lot of people started reaching out, but that's just the first step. Then in the DMs, you have to start talking and keeping up and asking the right questions. And the main question that you start getting is, what's your price? What's your price? What's your price? But I keep learning that you're not supposed to just give it right away, because they still don't know the value that you are providing. So then the goal is to start booking calls. The best way that I found of doing that was using TidyCal. It's like Calendly, but it's like the pro version, but paying only one time instead of paying every month. But a pro tip that I realized is, don't just send them the link and ask them to book. Like, what's even better is like scheduling it with them, like saying like, oh, what time zone are you in? This time zone. Okay, what time are you free? This time. Okay, I'm free this time. Let's do it. And then you can just ask for their email and book it yourself. It sounds counterintuitive, but what I noticed is people engage way more when you're just talking to them as opposed to just sending them the link. Because when you send the link, it all of a sudden seems like kind of a chore. So they can just like put it off for later and then even forget. So that's booking the call. And then when you get to the call, it can be intimidating in the beginning, but a framework that I found works really good because it really makes you feel good and not super salesy is, first you ask a lot of the questions, right? If it's a good sales call, they are talking way more than you are. So you ask all of the questions about their business and what they're going through, what stage of their business they're in. And then what you want to do is find a problem that they have or what position they're in. And then you want to put a number to that. So you can find a problem that's costing them tens of thousands of dollars, or you can talk about what the size of their project, how much it costs them not to start it sooner, that kind of stuff. But basically, what you want to do is put a number to the problem and make that number as high as you can, so that then when you give your price, it seems low, even if it is a good price. But you always want to make your price seem low, of course, so that it's easier for them to pay. You want to anchor it, like Alex Hormozy says, or like everyone, I guess. Um, so you do that. And then what I like to do from then is just provide value. Basically, whatever I can teach them about how to make their website better, I will do it. I like treating them as if they were friends or family, because I have worked with them, with friends or family. And what I like to do on those calls is just tell them completely honest how I feel about their business and what they should do. And even if a website is not the first thing they should do at the moment, I'm happy to tell them that. And what happens is, because they appreciate the honesty, they're even more likely to work with you. So yeah, I like providing a lot of value as much as I can. I can even tell them what I'm going to do with the website. And then in the end, I give them, of course, a rough estimate of what the price is going to be. And I send them a proposal right afterwards. Then their proposal also matters, because instead of just sending like a PDF, what I did is I set up a CMS page on my Framer website, and I set up a CMS collection where each proposal is a collection item. So then creating the proposal is super quick. I just fill out the info of the client, the price, the timeline, and then what I do for each client is I record a Loom video going over some inspo or some of my work or something that we talked about that's relevant and personalized that helps them out. And this is good for two reasons. One, it makes the proposal be hyper personalized, because no one else is doing that. And then number two, when they watch the Loom video, it lets you know. So it's very good, because now I know, and you could know exactly when to follow up, because you get a notification that they saw the proposal. And then if they don't reach out right away, you know that the next day you can be like, hey, I'm just reaching out to see if you're still needing help with whatever. And then you list out their goal or their problem that they're having. And then you send the proposal. And then if they like it, you move on from there. The best way that I found to do the contracts and the invoices is through Bonsai or Hello Bonsai. At first, I thought it was expensive because it's like $25 a month. But it turns out that if you get something like DocuSign, that's very typical. That's just for signing contracts. That's like only $10 less. But with Bonsai, you also get bookkeeping, you get invoices, you get a CRM and a few other stuff. Oh, and time tracking, which is amazing. But okay, so this video is already too long, so I don't want to make it much longer. But that was just the story of how I got my first like 5 clients through Instagram. I hope it helps, and that some of the takeaways that I took are helpful for you. And yeah, have a good one. Before I go though, just a little recap. First, post your designs on social media and get used to talking. Even if it doesn't get a lot of views, it can get you very good leads, even more so than reaching out, because then those people, by the time they reach out, they already know that you're qualified, they already like you, and two, they already know that they want or need a website, which a lot of the times is not the case when you are the one reaching out to other people. Second, try to schedule calls instead of just giving your price right away. When they ask you why you can't just give them a price, tell them that every project is custom and the scope of work changes a lot, as also the results do, which is true. Then once you get to the sales call, what you do is you ask a lot of questions, you try to get to the root of the problems, you put a number on the problem, then you provide value, and then finally you get to the pitch and the close. And make the proposal very personalized so that they really feel good and professional. Believe me, I have actually gotten compliments on the proposal itself. It does help to make a better impression. And if you can, add a Loom video in there so that you know when they see it and when and how you can follow up depending on when that happens. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions or comments, because I'm very new to this and I don't have a lot of followers. I have the time to reply to all of them. Now, have a good one.